Today we will be discussing the feminine mistrust of the masculine and how to cultivate more safety within the relationship. I'm really excited to dive into this topic because this is a topic that comes up time and time again in my sessions with women, and it's an important area to understand, to work through, to feel into some of the ways that that manifests and what you can do about it so that you can fully thrive. Yeah. So what is the feminine mistrust of the masculine? What do I mean by that? So what I mean by when I say the feminine mistrust of the masculine, that is if you have felt like or currently feel like you don't feel safe with your partner to express yourself. Yeah, you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself because maybe there's a deep-seated fear that you won't be received, that you'll be judged, that they will reject you for it, that they will abandon you for it. Maybe for you, the mistrust of the masculine manifests as you don't feel that your partner or that your partners, if you're single, maybe you're dating, yeah, you don't feel that men maybe have your best interest at heart. Yeah, maybe you feel like they're using you for their own needs, for their own pleasure, for their own validation and fulfillment, and not actually caring about your well-being. Another way that that can manifest is if you don't feel that your partner can hold presence for you and safety for you, hold that containment for the feminine energy to be, to express. Yeah. Now remember, I don't ever speak in black and whites, yeah? So maybe one thing feels true for you and something else I say doesn't, that's fine, yeah? You take what you want, yeah? But so these are ways that it can manifest when you mistrust the masculine. Or it can be resentment for the masculine, yeah, this like entitled energy. But I don't want to go down that tangent. I'm going to focus on the mistrust of the masculine. Now, where does that come from? The feminine mistrust of the masculine, yeah, it originates in childhood. It originates in your early experiences with masculine figures in your life. Now, I also speak to this in Healing of the Father Wound for Men and Women in a prior episode a couple weeks back, maybe like 2 months back. So if you want an in-depth lens into the past dynamics that create the mistrust, check it out. Okay, but I'm going to high level for the sake of context, and then we're going to go into how you can work with that, yeah, overcome that. So you can have better relationships, you can have more safety in your relationship, more fulfillment, more passion and intimacy. So where does it come from? It comes from early childhood. When if you had a masculine figure in your life, maybe you had a masculine figure that wasn't present at all, wasn't emotionally available at all. Or maybe you had a masculine figure in your early life that was emotionally abusive or physically abusive and didn't nurture you, didn't provide containment for you, safety for you, yeah? Safety for your feminine to flourish, for your feminine to be validated, yeah? To feel important. Another dynamic could be if you had a early masculine figure in your life, maybe they passed early or they left the family dynamic, yeah? Something like that where they weren't available. Now it can also be present, this mistrust of the masculine, that can be created from early relationship experiences, yeah? Where your heart was ripped out and you were deeply hurt by something, yeah, that a masculine figure in your life did or said, yeah? So these are ways that we can start to cultivate this as a feminine being. You can start to cultivate this mistrust for the masculine, yeah? Now, when you have mistrust for the masculine, yeah, usually whether it's in childhood or then it compounds over time, yeah. So if you haven't worked through healing of that masculine energy within your lineage, within yourself, which I'll also talk about, yeah, then it's going to manifest and you're going to project that feeling of mistrust towards the masculine to all of your partners, yeah. So it's something that's really, really important to heal. This is my dharma. This is why I do this work. It's been my own personal journey healing my masculine and healing my feminine, because we have wounded versions of all the energies. I have many other episodes on that, so check it out if you're curious to learn more about masculine and feminine energies. So we feel that mistrust, yeah, and we feel that lack of safety with the masculine when certain needs of ours aren't met, certain basic needs. Now, Tony Robbins coined these 6 basic human needs based off of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and he applies it to the way that Maslow has spoken about it. Yeah, had spoken about it. But so the 6 basic needs, yeah, what are they? Certainty. Yeah, so you can equate certainty to safety. Yeah, it's this certainty, it's this knowing, how is my partner gonna respond? You know, how do they feel about me? How do they feel about the relationship? We have these routines going, and I love my routines. Yeah, having some safety in knowing what they're doing, having them maybe more frequent communication all the time to really get up to speed, understanding where they're at mentally, yeah, physically, where they are. So certainty is one. Another one, yeah, is uncertainty, right? You equate with safety. Yeah, so I know what they're thinking, I know what they're feeling, they're expected, they don't behave in ways that I don't expect. And if they do, then I don't often feel safe if I can't read them, if I don't have that sense of safety, that sense of certainty. Okay, the second one is uncertainty, which you can equate to, I like to think of it like novelty, freedom. Yeah, so those are people that love new things. They love new experiences. They don't like hanging out with the same people. Yeah, they thrive on environments that require lots of change. Yeah, and with that, right, it's also freedom. It's freedom to change, freedom to do as you please, freedom to express how you wish. Yeah, and usually that need is stronger in a person with more masculine energy. Okay, let me just see my notes here. Yes, also with uncertainty and variety, yeah, you can think about like mystery, surprise, yeah, those elements. And many people love surprises, yeah, but there's certain people, right, who really get off on that, really enjoy that mystery, that unknown. The third one, growth. So this is experiencing growth as individuals and growth within the relationship. Yeah. So that basic need of like, I'm going to develop as a person and our relationship is going to develop. Yeah. Now, growth, all of these basic needs, they can be higher for some people and lower for others. Yeah. Usually you resonate with, you might have a top 2 basic needs that are the most strong. Yeah. Okay. The fourth one, significance. Yeah. I want to feel valued in the relationship. I want to feel like my opinion matters. Yeah. Like my partner values me. I want to value them. But really, it's this basic need of I want to feel valued. I want to feel important to you. Remember, this translates from childhood onto romantic relationships. Same thing in a child dynamic with a family. I want to feel valued. Yeah, I want my opinion to matter, especially as the child grows up and they start to develop their sovereignty, their independence. Yeah, they want to be able to have that mirrored back, not be shamed for it. Love and connection, that's the fifth one. Yeah, so wanting to feel feelings of connection, feelings of love, feelings of admiration. Yeah, being able to experience physical closeness, emotional closeness. And then the last one is contribution. Yeah, So the way I equate it to relationships, when you think about contribution, that's I want to feel that I am contributing to the growth and development of this relationship, that I have an impact, that I am able to influence it. And I also want to feel like you, my partner, are making efforts to contribute to the growth and the direction of the relationship. That you also want to influence it, the intimacy, help us deepen in intimacy. I speak to this in depth. I break it down in my needs assessment guide, which I'll also link in the show notes. It's a good accompaniment to this because it will help you map out what are your basic needs and this process that I'm speaking to. So you've got these basic needs that are met. So often, when you've mistrust of the masculine, you don't feel safe in the relationship. It's because one or more of your basic needs are not being met. Now, what do you do with that? So when your basic needs are not being met, so if you think about, whenever I say I want to do this in the relationship, maybe you are financially dependent on your partner, yeah? So maybe certain things that you want to do for your own growth and development, they decline, yeah? So with that, right, you might not feel valued. You might not feel like your opinion matters, yeah? You might not feel that you can be in control of your own growth and development within the relationship, yeah? So that can play into the growth. What else? That can also play into the significance. I'm not valued, yeah? Those two. Basic needs not being met. Partner keeps shutting down anything I want to do. I'll give another example to make it tangible. Maybe your partner is a bit of a hothead, yeah? So maybe whenever you voice something, and maybe I don't want to blame the partner, yeah? We're not putting judgment on anyone. Maybe you both are feisty, but maybe whenever you communicate a need, maybe you don't do the best job communicating it either, yeah? It takes two to tango. You communicate a need. Maybe whenever you do, your partner gets angry, they get defensive, they shut down, yeah? They avoid. All the ways that we can avoid. Now, you may not feel your basic need for certainty is met, for safety is met. Yeah, because maybe one day they're angry, one day they shut down, one day they meet your need, so it's confusing. And so when we have this mistrust, it's because our basic needs aren't being met in some degree. Now, what do you need to do here? The first thing that you need to do is check in. What is the story I'm telling myself? So what does it mean for me? What does it mean for me when I voice that I really want to do this divine feminine workshop and my partner is nixing it because they're the breadwinner of the coupledom? And what does that mean for me? That means they don't care about my growth. I mean, I'm making up examples of stories. That means that they want me to stay small. That means they don't want me to connect with other women. That means they want to control me. That means they don't respect me, yeah? What are all the meanings that we create? What are all the stories that we create? Now, when I say stories, yeah, there can be some truth in some of those. There could be some truth in none of those. There can be some truth in all of those. But you want to generate, what are all the stories I'm telling myself about this specific situation? Give another example. For tangibility. I'm super zen right now. I was just laying in the sun before this recording, which I need to do more often because it's really a vitamin D, baby. So good for my energy, for all of our energy, honestly. All right, one more example. Maybe, let me look here. Let's do a different, let's say love and connection, yeah. All right, maybe we're at a party and my partner doesn't make efforts to come over and give me a hug and give me eye contact. Maybe they're like buzzing around the room, connecting with everyone and their mother except me. Yeah, so that need for love and connection isn't met in that moment. What do I make it mean? I make it mean that they're turned off by me. I make it mean that they're bored with me. I make it mean that they're over me. I make it mean that they're interested in that other chick over there. Yeah? Like, what are the stories that you're telling yourself? And actually write it down. Get it out of your subconscious. Make it known to yourself and to universe, to source. And then eventually to your partner, yeah? But you got to admit this stuff. So you write down these stories, yeah? Then you take a look and you say, okay, what can I do to meet the need? Now, why? Why do I say this? Because mistrust of the masculine, I'm going on a little tangent, but it's a much needed tangent because this is a very crucial part of this episode. Mistrust for the masculine. Yeah, not feeling safe with the masculine. Where does that come from? It comes from childhood, like I said. But what it also comes with is when you mistrust the masculine, you don't trust your own masculine. Yeah? You actually resent your own masculine because your only masculine figures of your life you've resented, you're disgusted by, you don't trust, you can't rely on, you don't have respect for. List goes on. So then you repress your own masculine. You don't know how to connect to your own healthy masculine because you don't even know what healthy masculine energy looks like. Yeah. This is many people. Many people been there. Yeah. The world is there. And so when you don't know what it actually looks like, you don't even know how to hold yourself with safety. Hold yourself with presence, right? All these aspects of a healthy masculine. How to be that support for yourself, how to give yourself what you need, how to nurture yourself with love and compassion when you just had a freaking meltdown on the street and you're crying your face off, you're yelling at the top of your lungs and everyone's looking at you with bug eyes and an open mouth. Is that just me or is that just me? Definitely not just me. Yeah. For all those expressed people out there. Wow, people out there. Yeah, been there many times too. And it's holding yourself with love and compassion through it. And that's the masculine energy. That's your own masculine. Oh shit, I'm not feeling love and connection right now from my partner. What can I do to meet my own need for that? And then I tackle how do I ask for what I want, not what I need. Not out of dependency, because that's never sexy. All right, what do I want? What do I need? Love and connection. Great. How do I give it to myself? One thing, touch your body. Self-massage. Yeah, that's one really quick way to build feelings of love within the body, within the mind. But it starts in the body and the soma. Self-pleasure. Affirmations. Sometimes we overlook these like quote unquote spiritual things. No, this stuff helps. You got to build up the mind and the body. Yeah, I'm feeling lonely. Great. How do I affirm myself that I'm incredible? Great. How do I spend some time in nature with my friends, the trees and the flowers and the birds and the bees? Call a friend. Yeah, but we also want to focus on not sourcing this stuff externally. I give another example. Certainty. Ooh, yeah, let's do certainty. Safety, clarity, knowing how your partner feels about you, a specific situation. Yeah, so maybe you text them and they don't text back and you don't know what's going on. Yeah, or you say something and then they're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to be in this relationship, or give you some feisty response. How do you create certainty and safety with self? They're affirmations, baby. Yeah, so what could you do? First, name all the things that your partner's done for you that show you that they love you. Okay, show you that they care about you. But it's not only going to be external, remember, because we can't control the other. So, safety. Name affirmations about self, of how you're going to be okay, why you're an incredible partner, why your partner is lucky to be with you, to have the pleasure of sharing a relationship with you, sharing space, sharing energy with you. One of my favorite quotes, a bird lands on a branch not knowing that the branch isn't going to break, but trusting its own ability to fly away. You see, you can't trust anybody to love you as much as you love you. And if you don't love you and you don't hold yourself with safety, nobody will. And that's gold, my friends. That's it. That's the key. It's fair to want things, to express things, to want your partner to be reliable and dependable, but you need to be able to hold yourself through it. Yeah? Because you never know what can happen. You can lose your job one moment, your partner can cheat on you the next, and if you don't feel secure in self and your ability to navigate life solo without them, that's a disaster waiting to happen. This is why the masculine is so important. This is why I advocate for balance, inner union of your masculine and feminine energies, no matter who you are. Because if you don't, then you don't work that healthy masculine, don't heal that past masculine wounds, you're not going to be able to hold yourself. You're going to project that. And that's a heavy ask to ask your partner to create a sense of safety for you. It's a heavy ask. And do you really want to put your entire life in someone else's hands? Definitely not. Not I. Not if you want to be an empowered boss bitch and rule the world. Yeah. Not if you want to maintain your vibrancy, your attractiveness, your magnetism. How about that? So the second thing is, once you look at those needs, you assess the stories, number one. Number two is, how can I meet that need on a deep level? And then once you meet that need from a place of neutrality, not from a place of grasping, of net lack, of neediness, then you say, babe, it doesn't feel good when I text you and I don't hear back for a week. Yeah, I want to keep my heart open. Yeah, what's the why? I want to keep my heart open. I want to feel invested in this relationship. And it's hard for me when I'm confused about if you're in it or not. I make it mean that you're not in it. So what can we do that could feel good for both of us? Let's see, significance. Let's work with that. Yeah, wanting to feel important, wanting to feel valued. Babe, when I voice something that I think is super important to me, that I want to do for my growth, yeah, it hurts me when you shut it down. You know why? Because I want to be the best partner I can be. Why? Why does it matter? What do they care about? Because I know that if I work on myself, it's going to impact our relationship in a big way. I'm going to be my most confident, alive self. And don't you want that? Don't you want your partner to thrive? Don't you think that'll uplift the relationship? And it hurts when you shut it down because it makes it mean for me that you don't care about me. Are you open to hearing? Or what are your thoughts on that? Yeah, pause. What do you think about that? But you can only do it when you then meet the own need first, because that's how you come from neutrality. Yeah. Side note, I also teach about playful intimacy, right? You can't access play when you're not neutral. This is why the balance of the energies is important. That's where it comes in. Right? And then the third, obviously, speak to the partner. Being mindful of the communication. I've done many episodes on communication, and I'll do many more, because that is not something I can incorporate in this episode, but working with how you communicate them, that need, the desire. We're going to shift it. The desire. Because we are all sovereign beings, and if you want to have deep passion and deep intimacy and deep polarity, baby, you got to be sovereign. Yeah, you want to be dependent, you're going to be someone's child. They're going to be your child if you want them to be dependent on you, and that's going to lose, you're going to lose the polarity and the sexual attraction over time. Right, and the key there is to meet your own needs, then ask for what you want, and to understand where you don't feel, where if you're feeling that resentment towards the masculine, that mistrust towards the masculine, that lack of safety towards the masculine, look at yourself and where it comes from. Take ownership. You know why? I'm not going to justify all relationships. I'm not saying all relationships are healthy, feel good, yeah? There are many manipulators out there, people that can be damaging to the relationship, or miscommunications. Maybe it's a damaging dynamic. But the more that you heal yourself, work with balancing of your own energies, taking ownership of your own needs, the more you won't be in those situations. And that I can guarantee you. You won't put yourself in those situations because you'll take care of your own needs and you know what you need. In a given moment, it becomes easier. I'm really proud of this episode. I'm really proud of this episode. Yeah. It's been like good practice for me in flow when I do these solo casts and I just channel the shit out of it, And obviously I do some thinking before, it's requires that, but yeah, when it comes out in a way that I'm really, really proud of, I'm feeling gratitude to share this because this is a topic that I know will help many. And if you enjoyed this episode, found it valuable, please leave the pod a review, the podcast. It would mean so much to us. This is how we spread the mission. This is how we have an impact, and it's an energy exchange for receiving the transmission. If you dug the transmission, energy feeds energy, baby. So, and share it with a friend, someone whom you feel would gain value from it. Because it's also how we heal the world and humanity. That's the larger mission here. Not pointing fingers. We're all the same. So we all get to experience the deepest love possible. It's not unimaginable. Thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in to this week's episode of Divine Union with moi. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, may all your unions be